Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a February favorites for you. I had planned to do one in January and I even took a picture, made the thumbnail, the whole shebang, but I got caught up in doing makeup tutorials because I was just starting that up in January. So I didn't want to push those aside. I wanted to get those out. So I did still incorporate some products that were going to be in my January video into my February video because they are still products that I do still use today and I still consider them to be my favorite products. So I have kind of a little variety. I think there's 12 items that I'm going to go through. There's makeup, hair, and skincare items, so I hope you guys enjoy. So the first item on my list is actually a perfume. I typically will not go out of my way to buy a perfume or search for a perfume that I like, just because I have so many body sprays and perfumes that have built up over the years. But I was at the MAC counter and I was checking out and saw this bottle sitting there, so I decided to pick it up and I fell in love instantly. God, it smells good. So this is called Turquatic and it's by MAC, and I don't really know how to explain the smell of it. I never really understand how people explain the smell of a perfume because it kind of smells like flowers, it kind of smells like a masculine cologne, but it kind of smells like a woman's perfume all in one. I am guilty of buying perfumes just for the packaging and the smell, but I don't want to use it because then I'm gonna have to buy another one. So I guess you just have to check it out if you're really interested, but this stuff is amazing. I kind of go out of my way to find the MAC counter if I'm passing through the mall just so I can spray this on myself. Swear to God though, the day that I did go and buy this, 3 people in the mall as I was walking or trying clothes on in the store asked me what I was wearing. So I knew instantly that it was a great purchase when I already had 3 people asking me what it was. Next on the list is actually an item that I have always had in my house, and I used it for a hair mask, but I never really thought about using it on my skin, and that is the coconut oil. I was always told to use this as like a hair mask, and I do that from time to time, which I find it very helpful. It just kind of helps bring back the life in my hair, gives it a little bit of moisture, and it just feels like it helps. Over the past couple months, with it being winter, my skin does get a little dry. It is normally oily combination, but I was trying to find something that wasn't going to make my skin extra oily or make it break out because I do have sensitive skin. So I decided to give this a shot and it worked wonders. What I did is I put it on at night, and I'm actually putting it on in the morning now as well. So right when I get out of the shower, I'll just put a little bit on my hands, kind of warm it up so it melts. And then I'll put it on my face before I do anything else, before moisturize or anything, and just kind of let it sit in and just really soak into my skin. And so the next product is a savior. I'd say over the last month, my skin has just kind of been playing games with me. Sometimes it looks really good, I don't have to worry about breakouts, and other times I will get like 4 zits at once and I don't know what to do. You always hear girls talking about color correcting and how you want to work with the opposite colors of the color wheel. So if you have red, you want to use green. If you have purples, you want to use yellows. So you want to use the opposite to cancel that color out. So when I get breakouts or if I have like spots on my face that are red, I will use a green concealer. So the green foundation that I really like is the NYX HD Photogenic. Stuff covers every red spot I need covered. All you need is just a little bit. You really don't need to use a lot. So this amount right here will cover up any redness, any zits. You just want to put it on a little bit, blend it out, and then put your foundation and your concealer and the rest of your makeup on. And honest to God, it cancels out the reddest of reddest spots. One tip that I will say if you do choose to use a green concealer or any colored correcting concealer is to make sure you blend it out. I've definitely been one guilty to use a green concealer like on spots that were red or just pimples, and I won't blend it out. So when I get outside or I get into my car, I'll look in the mirror and I can see the green underneath. So just make sure if you do use a color correcting concealer, you blend it out really well so that you're not showing those colors through. So these next two products that are on my favorite list kind of go hand in hand together, and that is the Morphe M438 brush and the Sonia Kashuk brightening powder. I believe the first time that I saw this brush was on Jaclyn Hill's channel, and every time I watched her do her makeup, I just loved how this brush got right up and underneath her eyes flawlessly. There was no touching of any eyeshadows or mascara. It didn't mess up any of her makeup. It just fit right underneath. So when I placed my order from Morphe, I had to order this brush, and I will not use anything else. With this brush to set my under eye, I will use the Sonia Kashuk brightening powder. I got this last month, and I really like it. The powder, I don't want to tip it because it's gonna tip all of it, but the powder is just a very fine white shimmer powder. And you just want to get a little bit. I will say with the Sonia Kashuk powder, there is a little bit of glitter in it. So if you don't like glitter and you just want matte, I wouldn't recommend this, but it's very minimal. It's just enough to give it a little bit of brightness. So all you want to do, whether you're using this brush or another brush similar, is just tap it, get a little bit of product, and then you just want to do it right underneath. And then you can kind of brush it away if you don't want to let it sit there and bake. Now I gotta do the other side, of course. So yeah, this stuff works really good. I have not tried the Laura Mercier Secret Under Eye Brightening Powder, but I did hear that this is very similar to it. So if you're looking for a dupe or you want to try something very similar to it without spending $30, I think the Laura Mercier stuff is, try this out. I think this was only 10 bucks at Target, and it works very similar. This next product has been very helpful for me in the time of need when I am trying to create this dramatic wing without it getting out of hand or getting too thick. And that is the NYC High Definition Black Felt Tip Liner. The reason it's been very helpful is because it has the black felt tip liner. So when you are drawing this on, it's a straight line. When it comes to eyeliner and getting that wing, my personal preference is a felt tip. I have tried liquid liners, pencils, gel pencils. None of them tend to work for me. The felt tip really does help me control exactly where the product is going. And then depending on the pressure of your hand, you can either get dark or light if you want that like ending wispy tip, if that makes sense. So the next product that I want to talk about is a highlighter. It is a part of the Super Shock Cheek line through ColourPop, but I use it as a highlighter. So the color itself is a very pink, nude, kind of shimmery color, and you can see how pretty it is on the skin. So I think whether you're pale or tan, this is gonna come off extremely metallic. So you don't want to use too much, but it's the perfect amount if you want like a glowy, pretty look just on your upper cheekbone, tip of the nose, cupid's bow, or anywhere that you want to highlight on your face. I just think this is a really pretty color, especially with summer coming around the corner. Same product line, same brand, just different color, and that is the color Wisp. Again, this is part of the Super Shock Cheek line, but I do use it as a highlighter. So Wisp is very similar to Smoke & Whistles, but it has a lot more of a gold tint to it. So I wouldn't really recommend this color for anyone with pale skin, but you still could get away with using it if you wanted to. So you can see that is Wisp, and like I said, it has a lot more gold coloring to it. So where Smoke & Whistles was a little bit more like pink silver, this is a little bit more goldy. I'm actually really impressed by the ColourPop line. I was very skeptical about ordering these because I wasn't quite sure how they were going to work out, considering I've never been able to swatch them in a store before. But these two products and the other shadows and products that I got are very creamy and pigmented. It really doesn't take a lot of product to get it to show, which is really nice because then you're not stuck working it up. But these two colors, the Smoke & Whistles and Wisp, are really great highlighters. So speaking of summer, I have been on the hunt as always for a really good matte bronzer. And I have, again, always heard girls talk about MAC Give Me Sun, so I decided to go out and purchase it, and now I understand why girls talk about it so highly. I personally, as I've mentioned before, do not like bronzers that have shimmer in them, because if I'm putting on highlighter and blush. I think that's got enough shimmer in it. I don't need to add more to my face, then I'm just gonna look like a huge shimmering star, and I don't want that to happen. So bronzers, personally, I like to keep them matte. All of my bronzers that I have and use are matte, but this one in particular is amazing. I have used it when I am tan, I've used it when I am lighter skin, and it looks amazing in all skin tones. So next up is a setting spray, but I don't use it as a setting spray, and it is the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus spray. So I've recently been using setting sprays. I never really understood the purpose of it or used it before, but I've always seen girls like Jaclyn Hill and Nikki Tutorials using this as a brush spray rather than a setting spray. So what I mean by brush spray is if you spray this onto your brush and then dip it in your eyeshadow color and put it on your lid, it's gonna come out way more pigmented and way more brighter than if you were to use it with a dry brush. So this next product is actually one that I kept hearing over and over and over again on YouTube. So I wanted to go out and buy it, and of course I jumped on the train and I fell in love with it. The product that I'm talking about is the Nivea Men's Post Shave Balm Lotion. So this is actually a men's post-shave balm, but I use it as a moisturizer underneath the primer and the foundation and concealer that I put on. So what you want to do is just get a little bit on your hands and then work it in like you would a moisturizer, but you want to keep rubbing it until it almost feels tacky, and that's how you know that whatever you're going to put on after, which should be your concealer and foundation, it's really going to help it stick and stay in place and just make sure that everything is smooth and put together properly. I've always struggled finding a dry shampoo that won't make my hair feel waxy or weighed down or do the opposite of what I think it should do, and that is to make my hair feel clean and volumized. But I was recommended this product by a friend at work, and I cannot speak more highly about a dry shampoo. The dry shampoo that I'm talking about is by Suave Professional. It is the Refresh and Revive dry shampoo. So on top of this being a fantastic dry shampoo, it also smells really good. So if you are on the hunt for a dry shampoo, whether you have fine hair, thick hair, curly hair, straight hair, try this stuff out. If you don't like it as a dry shampoo, I guarantee you will like it as like a texturizing spray because it does do both. So last but not least, I have to talk about it because if I don't, it just wouldn't be the same. And that is the Morphe 350 palette. All of these colors are super pigmented. There's quite a variety of mattes and shimmers, so if you like one or the other or you're going for a specific look, you can do so much with this palette, and it was only 30 bucks. I wish my hair was this long. These are extensions. For those of you who don't know me personally, and I've gotten asked a couple times, these are extensions. This is not my real hair. And they are Luxie brand. So I will also link that below if you are interested in purchasing extensions. So that is it. That completes my February favorites list. These are just my personal favorite products. They may or may not work for you, but they are the products that I personally find work best for my skin, my hair, and my beauty regimen. As always, make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe if you want to continue to follow me and watch my videos. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great night, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.